All right, so yesterday we were talking about doing this by substitution, and so just to kind of recap, let's do a problem like it. So x plus y's guy equals -2, and -3x plus y equals 6. So that's the problem that we have. That's the next one on the check for understanding on our worksheet or packet. Okay? All right, so you guys need to tell me which letter would you like to solve for and from which equation? You guys got to make a decision.
3x plus y equals 6.
You want to do the right one? Okay, which letter would you like to solve for then, Haley? The x or the y? Y question mark. Like I'm asking the question why.
Because it doesn't have a number.
Huh.
I don't want to be thinking.
Awesome. I love it. So Miss Haley picked this one to solve for. And by the way, it doesn't matter which one you choose. And she also said, I want to solve for the y, which again is the right way to do this if you're going to use this one. Because I would not want to solve for x, because if I did that, I'd have to divide by a negative and a 3 and get fractions involved. So Miss Haley has elected to take the -3 and move it over to the other side. So I end up with y equals 3x plus 6. Awesome. We did? Oh, that's okay. Let's do it again. Now that we've done this, step 2 says take the expression from step 1 and plug it into the other equation for that letter. So that means I have x plus 3x plus 6 equals -2. So I took the y, I threw it away, and replaced it with what it was equal to. Is everybody okay with that? Good to go?
Yeah.
Okay, now, if there was a number in front of this parentheses, I would distribute in here, but since there's not, or if you want to think of it as a 1 and distribute that in there, I have x plus 3x plus 6 equals -2. Combine like terms, what's 1x plus 3x?
4x.
4x plus 6 equals a -2. How do I get x by itself? What do I move first? Subtract 6. What is -2 minus 6? -8. Then, how do I get x by itself? Divide it by 4. And what is -8 divided by 4? -2. That's step 2. Remember how I said step 2, how we were getting hungry yesterday and we said that's like all the filling or that's all the meat inside?
Yes.
That's the main work. Now we have to plug that -2 back in to figure out what x is, right? Or what y is, whatever letter we're missing. So y equals 3 times -2 plus 6. What's 3 times -2?
-6.
Good. And what's -6 plus 6?
0.
Good job. So I got a x equals -2 and I got a y equals 0. So my final answer, if I want to write it like an ordered pair, I'd write it as -2, 0. Just like that. So if we did that one yesterday, all right, awesome. Then we have it again a second time, just to make sure. Okay? The next one, just to double check, we got a -x plus y's guy equals -4. 4x minus y equals 10. So I want you to look at that and think, which letter would you like to solve for, and from what equation do you want to do it to? So it's a two-part question. First part is which letter. Second part is which equation. So do you want to solve for x or y, and from option on the left or option on the right? You have to decide. I'm not going to decide for you. So which letter would you like to solve for? X, okay. From which equation? The first one? All right, sounds good. Now, just so you know, there isn't really a wrong answer. Maybe you said, you know what, I want to solve for the y from the first equation. That's okay. We could have done that too. As long as it works either way. So if I want to solve for x, that means I'm going to add x to both sides. And I'm going to add 4. What I'm doing again is I want to get the x by itself. So when I added all those things over, I get y plus 4 equals x. Okay, so I just moved everything over, just swapped spots. Okay, just to get it so that it was going to work for me. Step 2, remember yesterday was take the expression from step 1 and plug it in the other equation for that letter, and then solve. So 4, parentheses. What goes in place of x now? Y plus 4. Very nicely done. Minus y equals 10. Since there's a number in front of my parentheses, what do I have to do? I'll give you a hint. It starts with the letter D and rhymes with ibute. Yeah, you guys are both right. Distribute. What's 4 times y's guy? Nice. What's 4 times 4? 16. Minus y equals 10. The 4y and the minus y are on the same side. You do not add the y over because they're on the same side. You just combine like terms. What's 4y minus 1y? What's 4y minus 1y? 3y. Good. Now what? If I subtract 16 to both sides, what's 10 minus 16?
6.
Close. Negative 6. Good. And then what?
You divide.
Nice job. What's negative 6 divided by 3?
-3.
Negative. I'll give you the negative.
-2.
2. Good. Once I got the y, I got to put it back in to get the x. Negative 2 plus 4 equals x. What's negative 2 plus 4?
-2 plus 4 is 2.
Is 2. Good. So my ordered pair would be 2, negative 2. X first, y second. You guys tired today or what?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Too early.
I get it. Too early. It's noon.
I wake up at 4 p.m.
All right. Anyway, last one, and then after that, I'll leave you guys alone so you got some work time. Okay? I promise.
This one?
Example 3 says modeling with math. A drama club earns $1,040 from a production. A total of 64 adult tickets and 132 student tickets are sold. An adult ticket costs twice as much as a student ticket. Write a system of linear equations to represent the system or situation. What's the price of each type of ticket? So here's how this works. I need you to pick me two letters. Any two letters.
Q.
No. I'm going to use A and S. So I'm not going to let you pick. The reason why I'm using A and S, A for adult, S for student. Make sense? So I'm using a letter that's representative of the problem. Okay? Sorry, Quentin. I didn't want to use Q because it made no sense to the problem. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it says that there are 64 adult tickets and 132 student tickets. And it should equal $1,040. So if I know the price of an adult ticket, and if I know a price of a student ticket, that's saying I would take 64 times how much an adult ticket is, plus 132 times how much a student ticket is, and it should equal how much money I had made, 1,040. Then the next part is the part that gets tricky. It says an adult ticket costs twice as much as a student ticket. So an adult ticket costs twice as much as a student ticket. How do you write twice as much? Yeah, 2 times the amount. So 2 times the student ticket is going to equal my adult ticket. Okay, does that make sense how I found that? Now, from here, I'm going to use substitution, right? And if I look at my steps, my step 1 has to be where I solve one of the equations for one of the letters. Is the second one already solved? Yeah. I didn't need to do anything new. Now, I'm going to do step 2. Step 2 is plug or substitute in the expression for that letter. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in for A. So I have 64 times what? 2s plus 132s equals 1,040. What's 64 times 2s? What's 64 times 2s? More than that. 128. Oops, not. Oh my Lord. It's right there, a problem. Now, if I combine like terms, what's 128 plus 132? $260s.
That was good.
You had it. You said it.
I said 269.
Oh. Now, how do I get rid of the 260? Huh? Divide. Good. Now, this is where a calculator comes into play. What is 1,040 divided by 260? What is 1,040 divided by 260? $4. That means that a student ticket costs $4. To find out how much an adult ticket costs, we double it, because that's what it said. It said twice as much. So how much is an adult ticket? 8. Good. Now, here's the cool part. You got the student ticket was worth $4. You got the adult ticket to be worth $8. Very good. Now, someone with a calculator, I want you to do a couple things for me. I sold 64 adult tickets to the performance, or whatever it is. What's 64 times 8?
512.
How much?
512.
512. So 64 times 8 is 512. I sold 132 student tickets at $4 a piece. What's 132 times 4?
528.
728.
528.
528. Sorry, I thought you said 7. And if I add those together, how much is that? What's 512 plus 528? 1,040. And did that number match what we had started with? Yes. If you would have had any other number in there, if you had had something different than 4 and 8 for the amount of how much each ticket costs, that would not have worked out. You would not have got the same number. So that is a way of what we call checking it. I checked to see if it actually worked, and it did. So we're good. So that's how we do substitution. That's 5-2. Okay? So with that being said, I'll be quiet so you guys will have some work time. Here's the thing. Because normally I give you guys a full hour to work, right? And it's not quite a full hour. What I'll probably do tomorrow, because we're short in schedule tomorrow, is I'll probably give you the rest of today and tomorrow to work on this. Plus, some of you owe me stuff. So you can use your time wisely to get stuff turned in. Okay? It's not just one person, it's more than one person.
Hi.
I'm not saying any names. So, it should be on Big Ideas right now. It's not in Classroom yet, but it is in Big Ideas already.